welcome. My name's Gail Moffat, and it's so good to be with you this evening. And, I was being quite thoughtful this evening before I came online, and I was thinking about the idea of change. And sometimes people will come online, or I'll do a reading for them, and they're desperately looking for change. Perhaps they want that new relationship, or they want to get out of an old relationship, or they want some improvements with their career, or things like that. And these are all aspects of change individually that we can go through. And I really do believe that life is always changing. It's always evolving and changing at a fast pace or a slow pace. But I was just thinking today, actually, what our world has gone through quite a few changes since, well, I suppose, in 2007, we had the banking crisis that hit, all of the world. And, and today we are in the middle of this pandemic that has affected so many people. But I was thinking about how it's not just the people that have been ill and lost their lives, and the people that are left behind that have all that grief, which is so awful in itself. But there are people that, where I live, there are so many shops that are closing down in the high street, or what we would call the main street, the main road in our towns and cities. A lot of chain shops are closing down. So it makes you wonder sort of how things are going to be as we emerge out of things. And then I went on to think about Afghanistan, and I'm getting all political now. Sorry, but in Afghanistan, the changes that those people are going to experience from now on is going to be night and day for some people. And whether they are moving to a whole new country, and a lot of the countries have taken people in, or whether it's that they're staying under a different government, a different rule. And so that's a big change for them, isn't it? But it doesn't matter whether it's society change or whether it's an individual change. Sometimes change is desired, but sometimes it's really not wanted. But what and is that we can have that guidance from um, from the spirit world, and they can give us that guidance and help us feel a bit more optimistic, because they always come through on a healing way, and sort of looking to sort of help us in a way that no matter what we are going through, no matter what the difficulties we're going through, or the challenges, or the hopes and the desires, spirit come forward in this wonderful way of lifting our spirits and lifting us up. So in the sort of the darkness, in our dark hours, we there is always that glimmer of hope, and that light. Um, and I think that, and so also, I think I want to sort of touch on how positive change can be sometimes, because sometimes we can get stuck in a rut, or we're repeating the same thing year in, year out. And sometimes change can be really refreshing for us, and sort of exciting, like a new home, or new relationship, or finally in love, or earning more money in your career, or and enjoying it. There's so many people that go to work that actually don't enjoy their job. And so change is can be really positive, can be challenging, but in our challenges, in the dark moments, in the difficulties, our soul learns so much, and we grow and become people that are just incredible. Because can you imagine? Can you imagine? When we get to the end of our life, and we probably look at all the things that we've learned, and how we've evolved, and where we're at. Um, that's quite an incredible thing. In fact, I think every life is an incredible thing, because we do evolve, and in a way that is what is required of us. That's what's wanted of us. Um, and so I do also want to say, before we go to some callers, is that, you know, when there are times when we're fearful of change, and I can imagine, can you imagine those people from Afghanistan? They're probably extremely frightened. But in when we fear change, sometimes there's always hope, and there's positivity that can come out of any change, because change can make things better as well as worse. Let's go to a caller, and I believe we have Clara in Boston. Are you there, Clara?
Yes.
And hello, and welcome to you. Have you ever had a reading before?
No.
Oh,
Well, yes, I have. Yes.
yeah,
Well,
you have.
with you, I've had
Oh, it was.
psychic readings. Yes.
So you've had it with me, have you, before?
I don't believe so.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay. Well, so how it works is I'm able to connect to loved ones in spirit, or I can look to my guides and give you guidance. Is there a way that you would like me to work, and where would you like me to focus?
Well, whatever way you feel or you sense that would work for me.
Okay. Um, if there is something, remember we've only got about 10 minutes, so do shout out. So I will see what comes to me. Okay, I believe you have a grandfather in the spirit world, and I'm referring to your grandfather that's on your father's side of the family. And I feel that he wants to come forward with some guidance for you, and some support and help. Um, and I'm not so sure that you knew him that well. Um, does that make sense to you when I say that?
Yeah, I wasn't too familiar with either one of my grandparents.
Yeah, yeah. As I was talking, I thought, I don't think she knows this man that well, and he's saying to me, but I know you, because he's had an interest in your life since he's been in spirit. And I also feel that there's something that almost went awry in your family, on that side of the family. Um, that 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 I don't I feel like there was a problem that occurred. Would that make sense to you?
Well, not really.
Eh,
I mean, not that I'm aware of.
what I'm referring to, perhaps I haven't been clear enough, but what I'm referring to is I feel that there is a good reason why you were not in contact with this grandfather as much as you could have been, because I feel like it feels like there is um, it's like there's a breakdown somewhere. Would that make sense?
No, because I was very, very young when he died. Both of them died.
Right. And then but I also feel that that there is something that was I do feel that if I go back um, to your grandfather and and father, in that generation, that there was, it's almost as though they weren't able to see each other as much as they would like when 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 he was alive. Would that make sense to you?
No, no.
Can you? I think I've lost the sound. Um,
Hello?
I. Oh, you're there. Sorry, I thought I'd lost you for a moment. Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah, I don't think, I mean, we were, we did visit him, but again, I was so young, I had no connection.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to drop that point, but I just feel like there's some sort of separation, and I don't know whether it's a geographical separation or whether it's there was a problem, but I just know that there was a reason why your family weren't connecting regularly. Um, and I also feel that he's got a great smile and a twinkle in his eye, and I feel that he was somebody that um, almost like he makes me feel like he understands life, and he's quite wise as he's coming forward, and I feel like he's also very practical in the way that he works with with people, very very practically minded, and I feel that you're he's saying to me that he wants to he's coming forward more as a guide to you, because this is interesting when we're talking about change. um, he's making me feel as though you're going through some changes in your life, and he's making me feel that you're going to need his support for these changes, because I feel that he was somebody that had to adapt and make changes in his life, and I feel like it's almost like his life is being renewed and starting over again, and in certain times in his life, and I feel that he is there's a real sense of adaptation to him, and I feel that he is coming forward because he's wanting to um, guide you in a way that at this time where you need this guidance, and it's as though it's like you're stepping forward in life, where into territory that is almost unknown to you. You're making changes, and you're adapting things in your life, and I feel like there's been one or two or three of things that have all sort of been changing. This is changed, that's changed, and I feel that he is coming forward to support and guide you through these changes, because he is very good at being adapting to life and adapting to different things in life, and so he's there to be your support throughout this. Is that making sense to you?
Yeah, it does. It does, because I do have a lot going on in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel that, but he's saying to me that you're quite strong as well. That it's on the one hand you're capable, but it's like he's just giving you that that gentle guidance that you need, because there's been a few things that you're a little bit hesitant about some of the changes, and he's giving you that gentle little push, little because I feel these changes are meant to happen for you. You're meant to. There's meant to be some these evolvement because I'm being told that for because of these changes that you're making or adapting in your life, this is going to be quite significant to your soul because your soul has reached the end of a stage or an end of an era where you have been where you have got it. You've done all your learning, you've got it. You've grown in that situation, and it's like you've now outgrown it. And I feel like with you, change is very important, and I feel like there's going to be quite a few changes that are coming forward, maybe now, but also going forward in the future as well. And I feel like it's almost like I'm going to pick up your life, shake it around a bit, and then drop it and see it where it lands. It's got there's a lot that you're going to have to go through, and he is the one that is guiding you. Um, and I feel I just want to touch on this point where this is for your soul growth. This is for you because if you didn't make these changes, I feel that you would not grow or remain on the path that you're meant to be on, because this is because you would be it's like you would remain static if you just stayed where you are static. It's like you need that growth, um, that evolution for yourself, which is so important to your soul. And if your soul um, didn't adapt and change, I feel that you wouldn't succeed in all the things that you need to succeed in this lifetime. And I also feel that your life is going to be one where this is going to happen quite a few more than once. It's like because it's like you come, you find yourself in a situation, you evolve, you get it, you learn, and then you move on to the next situation, and you go through this evolvement. And I feel like this is going to be um, more than once. It's like quite a few times where you're going to be evolving and changing and adapting. You know how some people they might stay in the same place, stay in the same house, in the same relationship, same job, um, and but I just don't feel that that's going to be you in now and in your life. I feel that you're going to evolve and adapt and change several times in your life because it's about your it's almost like by doing this you learn more because you're in so let's say you have these big changes 3 or 4 times in your life. um, it's almost as though you have 3 or 4 or 5 different scenarios that's going to be presented to you, and I just feel that your involvement will benefit, your soul will benefit from these adaptations, these changes that are going to be very much part of your life at this time, at this present time. And what you are, where you are so lucky is you've got your grandfather, who I might add is very used um, to adapting. Have
You
you got
don't
any
know if
relatives
that's
that were in? Pardon?
a rel-
Sorry, what did you say?
anyone. Do I know
I'm
any
going to
relative in? I don't
that
understand what you're
there's
saying.
okay. Did you know anyone that was in the military?
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Because I
My father and his
um
whole family. My
yeah,
husband.
because I feel like there's a big military connection. Yeah, there's a big military connection around you, and I can sense that. Would that apply to your grandfather as well?
I don't believe he was in the military, no. But all his children were.
Okay, well that's where he's got that energy. Anyway, listen, I hope that helps. And I'm going to move on now to my next caller. But thank you so much for calling in. Thank you.
Okay.
Right. Thank you. So, can I go to Peggy in Simcoe, Ontario, Canada there, please? Are you there, Peggy?
Hi, Gail. How are you?
I'm good. And how are you?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Good. Right. We've just got a few minutes. Where would you like me to focus? Do you want me to connect to a loved one, a situation in your life? Because it's better that you tell me where to focus because of the lack of time we've got left of the show.
Well, of course, love life. I have surgery coming up and work life.
Work.
So whatever we can touch on those is fine.
Okay. Is there some sort of relationship around you at the moment?
I'm not involved with anyone at this time.
Okay. Right. When I said, because I didn't want to sort of talk about a relationship that you're necessarily in, but I wanted to talk about. I feel like there is a relationship that's still in your aura that is part of you, and I feel like it's when I look at it, I can feel almost like, oh dear. Like it feels almost traumatic. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
And I feel like it really took its toll on you, so much so that although you lightheartedly said love life, I feel that there are you're very cautious as a result of any potential future relationship. And I feel that there's a big part of you that would be saying, oh, I don't know if I ever really actually want one because look what that was
True.
like. Um, so I don't want to go there again. Oh no. And I just feel that very strongly with you, that there is, some deep rooted reservations. And what I might say is you do cope very well with life. It's like you've got things sorted. In as much as I know you mentioned you're having surgery, so that health is another matter. But I just do feel that you it's like you don't need a man to look after you. Would that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
And I also feel with you that you do have a collection of people around you and a collection of friends around you that actually is very uplifting and very supportive to you. That it's almost like you've got life a little bit sorted. Would that make sense to you, Peggy?
Yes, it does.
And I also feel that your work life, home life balance is really good. You're quite a balanced individual. It's almost like how some people are spend too many hours working, or some people don't work enough, and I just feel like there's this real balance with you that you've always looked to achieve, because you've always felt that um, like a social life and a relaxing life is important to you. And I also feel that there's quite a spiritual inner spiritual life within you. And I feel, and I want to almost, um, do you ever meditate?
No, I haven't.
Okay, because I just feel drawn to, I feel drawn to your spiritual life, and I just feel that it's funny how spirit are showing this to me. It's like I've got your head as a lid, and I'm opening up the lid, and spirit is there for you. just and I just feel that there is a potential spiritual connection for you with spirit. With most people who I talk to, when I feel this about them, is that they do sense things here and there. Would that make sense to you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and so, when I was talking about meditation, meditation is part of the going in, what we call going into the power, raising our awareness. And there's loads of things on YouTube, and I would really recommend looking at how to go into the power and connecting to spirit, because I feel that this is a path and a journey that could open up and unfold in such a beautiful way for you. If it hasn't done already, I feel that it's going to be more for you, and that's the important part for your life, and that's part of what your soul needs to really satisfy you, is to really reconnect with spirit and be so I feel like I want to be a spiritual speaker, because I feel you would do this really well, and I feel also that guides and spirit are all waiting to descend upon you and really work with you in this way. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, and I would find that awesome.
Yeah. Well, I think that you would be an awesome ambassador for spirit, because you are somebody with integrity, with honesty, and very joyful and uplifting, and people are drawn to you, and people like you. People open up to you. They tell you your problems. That you would be perfect.